Jazzy Bus on the beat.
Yeah. I like those horns. No, it's the new intro, man.
Okay.
Just let the beat ride.
Oh, I'm not saying anything.
It's a cold beat. It sets the tempo for what we're about to do. How you feeling this week, man? How's your weekend so far?
If it was any better, it'd still be the weekend.
All right, man. I like the braids, man.
Thanks, man. Getting it locked, it's a process.
That's a process?
Yeah.
I'm going to still let it play the normal time.
Okay.
That I normally rap until. We got a lot to talk about today.
We do, man. Such a long intro for such a conversation we need to get into.
Yeah, it didn't have to go that far. Yeah, it's just like, some problems just like, okay, dope.
Yeah,
we
man.
get it. Let it go.
Okay. Oh, you're not going to rap?
Huh? No. I feel like for now, we just let the raps go. I mean.
You've been in them comments.
No, not at all. Because I've been doing a lot of rapping. You obviously don't watch Cup of Dope morning show because it's been some amazing stuff going on over there. We'll talk more about that. But no, I just feel like sometimes you just got to know. I'm just like, if I switch the beat, but on that particular beat, while I love that beat, I think because I've rapped the same flow to it so many times, it feels unnatural flowing a different flow. So unless we want the same flow, different words.
Well, here's the thing.
We just retired.
It's the theme song of the show. That's one. Shout out to Jazzy Bussa. Mm-hmm. Two, Jazzy can make you another beat, or anybody who's been saying, hey, dope boy, I got beats. They could submit their beats to an email of yours or something. And then yep.
This is where we split the baby.
Okay.
Or I take said beat, record one, just a rap. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll write it. I'll shout you out. I'll talk about me. I'll talk about stuff that happens in the podcast, almost like a theme song for it. And then we'll just play that before every episode. So then it's like we still get the coolness of the beat and me rapping, and this like the intro, but I don't feel the pressure to be like, let me try to see if I can top last.
Like Shannon Sharp was like, grinding all my life.
Yeah. It becomes that. We create our grinding all my life.
Well, here's the thing. You'd already created that. I feel like you don't even have to do extra work. You can just use one of the 47 raps that you've already made.
Maybe just mix the best bars from each one.
Yeah.
Like a compilation, if you will.
Yeah.
And just kind of have that be the setup of it. So
yeah, man.
So yeah, we'll figure it out though. But
how are you?
Life is in one of its most amazing, purest spaces for me right now. I got a lot to talk about.
Let's hear about it.
Can I talk about it?
I'd love to hear.
Okay, so creatively, I can honestly say I've been in a rut for about 4 years, really since 2020, and just dealt with it the best way that I could, and you know what I'm saying, and just in life and personal turmoils and different things, you start to feel like, okay, what is the thing that I'm gonna do though? Like, you know what I mean? I know that I do a few different things relatively well or decent, and that's great. Like, I can do comedy, I can do music, whatever the things are that I can do. But what's the thing? Like, what's the, like I've, been blessed to open Studio 26 Productions and have a great vast place with a bunch of different sound lots here. So it's just like, what's the thing though? What is that one piece of content? Because I think sometimes we, as creators, we trying to create everything, and you could be working on unilaterally 10, 15 different things at once, and it's just like you can't give any of them your attention. So I'm like, what's the one thing that I can do? And through just nothing but a natural curation, because I had been doing the Cup of Dope morning show back in the day, and this is when I had to deal with caffeine. Shout out to caffeine. And so I would go live alone. And it was like actually through that show that I think that I even came up with Raising the Bar. So it would just be me live with a bunch of people in the chat. And I would talk for like, upwards of an hour, 2 hours, whatever that was, right? But it was just difficult to do it because it was just me talking to a live and just a bunch of people.
Right.
So while I liked it, it was hard for me to do it creatively. I'm not talking to anybody. Nobody's there with me. Plus, I was shooting that in my house, in my bedroom, on my desk, and I can't work at my house. I got to get out of my house. And so now we have the donut room here at Studio 26, and it's always been like my favorite room. It's just a vibe in there. It's different colors. Like, I just felt creative in there. And so then I was like, you know what? I want to bring back the Morning Cup of Dough morning show, but I want to create it to where it's like the dopest morning show, because I've always wanted to do that, like, and just never really been able to say that. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do that thing, and I want to do the Morning Cup of Dough morning show. But the problem when I was doing it before is I was having to get up super early in the morning. I was trying to get up at like 6 or 9. Ooh. And I'm like, nah, the Morning Cup of Dough morning show starts at noon because niggas get up late. So
I don't know if you realize the morning is just when you wake up.
Exactly.
I've had 3 p.m. morning.
Exactly. It's just when you wake up.
Come on, man.
It's a state of mind.
Yeah.
And so I want to start it at noon. So it goes from noon to 3. So now what we were able to do is I got YDB. Shout out my young homie YDB, musical genius. Like, you know, so he's riding shotgun with me. And like, you know what I'm saying, kind of we're talking about different events. It's like we're live for 3 hours. And Conclusion is running the switchboards, but he has a mic too. So he almost, you know, and like I implore you, and just even the people at home, watch an episode of the show. It's just, you ever just create something and then when you, like at the very beginning when you're starting it, you like, ooh, I got one.
You know what's funny, man?
This one's going.
I was so with you until I realized, like, oh, this is low-key a commercial for your other show. I've never
every morning from 12 to 3.
I've never advertised one of my podcasts on another podcast.
No,
I'm just
like, nah, that's neither here nor there. But I'm just letting you know that creatively, because what's happened. Because remember when I said it was like the rapping?
Yep.
Man, I've been rapping and
on your morning show.
Created a song live.
Yeah.
Punching every line, not writing. And I think it unlocked something creatively in me because now I feel funny again.
I'm glad that. You know what? It also, it unlocked that, but it locked the fact that you don't have rhymes for this podcast.
No, because that's the thing. I want us to have a theme song. Like, I want us to have the best podcast in the game. And I don't... either I'm going to write a rap every week so it's good, like I used to do back in the day.
I'm with it with the theme song. I'll say, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are fans of wrestling, you should watch Before the Bell podcast on all platforms.
Oh, this is the thing that I think you should understand.
Yeah, tell me.
Tell them about it.
Oh, yeah?
Let's talk about it, because I don't know much about the podcast.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, here's the thing, man. I had literally had like, this is one of 3 or 4 podcasts that I do. I do one with Tangerine, the Marriage Go Round, every Wednesday on her pages on Facebook and YouTube. We talk about our relationship. We get advice. We'll give advice. We'll talk to the people who are supporting us in the comments. It's live.
And you guys been doing that for a while now. What episode are you on now?
76.
And you guys talk about all just layers of marriage.
Yeah, man. And just us. And we have topics that we'll discuss that are really risque. Like, ooh, not risque, but like these are some button ringer conversations about relationships and dating, and we're giving our input on it. It's great, man.
I need to watch it, and then I need to watch it more. Just because you're my friend and you make dope content, I need to consume it more.
I'm not no pressure because I'm not waking up. So I'm like, hey man, I want to catch it.
At noon, it's just mine comes on at noon. But tell me about the other one. Tell me about the wrestling one.
Oh man, I'm a big fan of WWE.
Right.
So my friends, man, Jay Washington, Martin Morrow, we are all comedians just talking about our love for wrestling, and we've gotten some great clips out. Martin cuts all the clips. So it's like the clips go out, a couple of them went viral, and we've been having guests on. We had David Otunga on last week trying to get...
He's a wrestler, right? He was the one from... Wasn't he on a reality show?
Yeah, he was on For the Love of New York.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, or I Love New York, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I want to catch everybody up. Doughboy came to the gym with me last week.
Let's talk about that.
He was like, yo, I'm going to the gym with you. I was like, all right, bet. And then Tuesday, we got up. I got up at 6:45 in the morning. We were there at 7 because the gym is right by my crib.
But let me give you credit first before then. So CT, because CT is one of one. Thanks. You know what I'm saying? He is who he is. But him knowing who I was as a genuine person, just as whoever I am as a person, before we even got up, sent me the text giving me the out. Said, hey, you getting up or you still asleep? I said, I'm up. I'm about to walk out the door right now. Bet. I'm walking out right now. So we go up. Now, I'm going to just keep it 100, man, because I can keep it tall. I could just keep it just very accurate and just be honest.
Yep.
CT is strong. That got slave strength. The bruh is strong. I was like, Okay.
Yo.
like literally, like on some of the lifts, like he would literally, like he would put his weight on and then take half of it off and give it to me. I'd be like, don't you give me half. And I'd be like, don't you lift this? So, but I mean, luckily I don't have like that ridiculous ego. I did start to have an ego later in the lifts.
I noticed.
And then I couldn't finish them. And then I just wasn't doing them. The form was wrong. I'm like, well, now you just look stupid. So you should just stop this. Like,
here's the thing, man. And I was
like, because you was like, nah, don't use that way. Use that one. I was like, nah, I got it.
Yeah, I got it over here. It's like, all right. Yeah, the arms was shaking. And here's the thing, bro.
No, we none of this. This is the real count. 4, 5, and then I throw them down. How many was that? 13.
Hey, I knew you were lying. Oh, because I looked away for 2 seconds and I was like, 13. Huh, all right. Well, I knew you were lying, bro.
I have an ego to protect.
Bro, my thing is this.
How does this nigga have this superhuman strength?
My thing is
this love of superheroes too far.
One, muscles are meant to be trained. Like we all start.
The white boys was looking at us like, God, he's not in that guy's league. Talking about a mismatch. Even the girl look. You see the girl look at this like, yeah. I was like, man, hoes need to mind their business.
Bro, it was. Listen, man. I've been now almost. I guess about 10 months. I've been in. As far as like going consistently. And of course, everything is 80% diet. So it's like we all struggle with some form of that. But as far as consistency, a muscle is meant to be trained and you don't get strong in a week. You just keep going. And I was trying to tell you, don't worry about the weight, just form over everything. And you're like, no, I got it. And I'm like, all right, man.
But here's the even more messed up part. In my mind, I'm going to win at something. So I'm like, oh, you got me in the weights? I kick his ass in the cardio. So we go to the cardio and we're walking at the same speed, right? And I'm like, I'm going to go a couple little ticks faster, right? So I'm going, and I was like, yeah. And I'm thinking I'm doing something because I'm walking like 1 tick faster. But then I look down and you got the incline up on like 6. And I'm like, mine was on 0. I was just like, I am a failure.
You know what it is, bro? The incline, because I'm sure there are people out there who do the incline on like 50 or 30 or 20 or whatever. You got to do what's for you. And it's like when I go in those gym doors, bro, my mentality is always leave your ego at the door, right? There's always going to be somebody stronger, always going to be somebody slimmer, more muscular or whatever. And I'm not there for that. I'm not there to compete with anybody except what I did the day before. And
I came to compete and lost. But I'm man enough to admit it. I'm like, man, he been in here.
God bless you.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. Bro, it was fun. I was like, the only thing I didn't like was getting up that early. Like I go, like today I went at 11 so I could, be done with the whole
routine. You go on
routine.
Sundays?
Yeah.
Talk about commitment.
Bro, because the gym is a little lighter that day. Ain't nobody, it ain't really crowded.
What'd you work today?
Today I did chest and I did a little biceps and I did some back because my biceps are still on fire from
because you remember you tried to lift one. You remember it was like...
No, that's when I tried to do tricep.
Yeah,
they were burned out. So
you know the difference, nigga? It's arms, nigga. No, bicep. It's tricep. Not lats. Delts.
Shut up. The bicep is the front. And anyway, but
side note.
Yeah.
I was on the gram.
Yeah.
You were looking rather svelte in the suit.
Thank you, man.
The gym is those are the moments that I think we work out for. It was just like, bruh, look like it's like it was just like, okay. Like you was doing your thing. So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
How was your Valentine's
Day? So
I know what you wanted to do, but what ended up happening?
So for those of you guys who are watching, what I wanted to do was wear one of my mini suits.
His fashion over suit, one of his 5, one of the Cinco.
One of the Cinco. But she was like, she wanted to wear red, and none of the suits that I had would have complimented the red, maybe the blue, but I'm like, she's the standout. She's the star. She's the girl. I'll take this L and just wear all black and have the red handkerchief, right?
But that's still that's the clean.
Yeah, but when you bought these suits, I want to wear the suit.
Suit and I want it now.
But the thing is, like, what I took a picture in, that jacket is kind of big on me now compared to how it was when I first got it. So I was gonna wear a white one. That one was way too big. So I'm like,
these are good problems though.
These are great problems. But now I think I told Tangerine, I said, I'm gonna have to wait maybe like 2 months.
And then re-up, get you a new 5. Yeah. You got to get them in sets of 5. You know how you do.
You know how you do.
Sets of 5.
They literally, bro, the way they sit on me are great because when we, did you go to Shantae's wedding?
No, I didn't.
All right. So at the wedding, I was one of her groomsmen and we all had these suits. And I was working out there, but I was at the very beginning. I was like a month in going to her wedding. But I thought I was there.
The doctor was there.
I thought I was
at the finish line.
My suit was so floppy. And I just
sucks. It sucks when that happens.
I looked like the fat guy. In hindsight, I was just like,
right.
You know.
I've had many situations in the past where I tried to wear. I learned maybe a long time ago that you can't hide bigness with more fabric.
Right.
Like just getting bigger sizes, it will make you look bigger.
Yeah.
Like you gotta get, even if you take the L, like it looks like you're, you showing more. It's like, but it still looks more grabbed in, like, you know what I'm saying, and pushed in. So yeah, I don't do the.
You know how I knew I was out of control? First of all, this is a shout out. This is something that you said earlier about where you going or what are you gonna do? My mother is 63 years old and she has been in the gym for the past 3 years because after retirement, you know how it is with black mothers and fathers. After they get done working, they don't know what to do with themselves.
Absolutely.
Because she's been working since she was like 9 or 10 years old.
Right.
So that's all she knew. She didn't know
what to do.
To do anything. So I was like, yo, get you a hobby. Like, make the gym your new job. And she made the gym her job, and she looks amazing. And she's in love with her discipline and her routine. And those are the kind of things that you I say that to say she's 63.
And getting there.
And getting it. So number one, don't limit yourself. Number two, you get to decide what a time is, or you could always reinvent yourself. So don't be in such a mindset.
No, I'm definitely there. And I want to get to the space, shout out to your moms. Like, what I'm saying? I definitely want to get to that space where I fall in love with it, where it feels weird if I go more than a couple of days without doing it. And I think that I'm starting to.
I'm not talking about the gym. I'm talking about anything that you want to do in your life.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So I'm saying I want to, like, what I'm saying? Like, but no, I have a similar aspiration to do that with the gym because I feel like I don't like saying things like I have an addictive personality. I just would rather. No, I don't like saying.
I don't like saying the truth.
But okay, so let's just say I have a very addictive personality. I want to get addicted to the right things, and I'm like, if I could get addicted to the gym, like I was addicted to alcohol, like that would be.
I'm
wild.
so glad. I know this is crazy. The sentence that I'm about to say is crazy.
That's wild. It's okay.
I know it's crazy. But I am so glad that you chosen to get addicted to alcohol compared to drugs.
Oh yeah,
because drugs would have been like dope.
Wow, yo, no,
man. Hey, look, man.
I was gonna get them drugs.
I'm doing tug jobs in the back. Who want one? What? Hey man, I need this drug, baby.
1 for 99 cents, 3 for $1. Hurry up. Hurry up.
Man.
What are you doing?
What
I got
doing?
What you would do if you were in the same situation. You can't tell me.
But that's the thing. Like,
but I would love to get addicted to that.
I have an addicted person as well. That's why I have to really be careful.
How do you think we can turn on to get... Well, I think you may be addicted to the gym now.
Well, no.
You seem pretty comfortable on that thing.
I am comfortable there, but I'm not addicted to the gym as more as I'm addicted to the results that I'm getting.
I want to get there too.
Like regular people pants, bro, is crazy.
But see, this is the thing that I got going on, right? So I didn't throw away the 38s and the 36s.
You kept them because you get back to them.
And I'm like, and I'll be looking at them And I'm like, okay, I got to get back to y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I got even dang near this like love-hate relationship with clothes right now, because I only have like a couple of pair of pants that fit. Like, and it's either I have a lot that are too small and I have a lot that's too big.
My mom hit me with that. This is how, to back to her, how I knew it was time to start at least moderating what I was eating and stuff better. Because I went home and she was like, yeah, so I go to the gym, you go to the gym. And I was like, oh my God. Whenever
accountability partner.
Whenever your mother starts telling you.
And you got to do it.
I'm like, I'm out here looking crazy.
I'm out here wild. Ooh. You know what's wild?
What?
I can't never remember a time where my mom ever said anything like about my weight. Ever.
She been on me since I was a kid. Because she dealt with it, so she's like, I don't want you to deal with it, but we all got our own little issues.
I cannot and maybe she did, but I can't remember a time. And I know it was times that I was getting big, because I remember being 197 going into my freshman year, and I was 5'1" with pimples.
You were 5'1"?
With pimples. Let me tell you what happened. I'm 5'1", 197, so it was just compacted.
Yeah.
People thought like I lost a bunch of weight. I didn't lose a bunch of weight. I had a growth spurt. And mind you, I didn't know what I was in store for, because my mom is short and my dad is short. Like my mom is 5 feet. My dad is 5'6".
Really?
Yes. And you know what I'm saying? But my grandpa is like 6'3". Like, you know what I'm saying? So I got, you know.
What are you, 6'1"?
I'm 6'1", 6 feet, 6.5.
That's great.
6.5 inch. But I'm 5'2". As a sophomore in high school, probably about 213. And then summer came. No, actually I was heavier. I was maybe like 230, 5'2". And then summer came and I shot up and I went from 5'2" to 5'10". And so I just looked really smaller, but I had just gotten taller.
Hey man,
so
my mom had 2 jobs, and the first job she would have to get up at like 6 in the morning, and you know you get up for school like at 7. You know what I mean? Especially if you had a bus pick you up. And she would get me up at 6, and she'd be like, all right, let me see you do some sit-ups. And I'm like, God. Because I was on, because the difference was I had always had a big appetite. But when we were living in Detroit until I was like 9, me and my sister walked to school, which was a mile there and a mile back.
So you're burning a lot.
So I was burning all of that. So I was still eating a lot, but I was burning it every day. When we got into the suburbs, I was getting bused to school, and I had the same appetite, but I wasn't doing half of the exercise.
Of the walking.
Yeah.
I remember that happened too when the first year when Kiara, remember when Kiara was down here, when I used to have to walk her to school.
Yeah.
So walking her to school, I was walking twice a day, and so I was keeping my weight down. Then when she ended up going back to Sacramento and I stopped walking, I remember just my weight shooting up like 30 pounds in 4 months just because I stopped that walk.
Yeah.
In the morning. But go back, because we moved off track. So so outfit intact. How did Valentine's go? Where'd you guys go to eat? Walk me through the day.
Great memory, because I will forget.
Oh, I'm gonna bring you back there.
I'll bring you back there. So we went to this restaurant called Ocean Prime, right?
Ooh,
so
big spender. Ooh. All right. Ooh.
So our friends Gillian and Michael John White ran into Tangerine, told her about Ocean Prime.
Okay.
She said, I want to go to Ocean Prime. I said, cool, we'll go. Now, every restaurant we usually go to has a lot of whites, couple.
Don't want to cut you off.
Yep.
How far in advance did you have to make the reservation?
So she had done it. She tried to do it like a week before. And they were like, we'll put you on a waiting list. And then she got a call like 2 days before Valentine's Day, and they were like, hey, we have 8:30. I'm like, that's prime time real estate, right?
Yeah.
So we go in there, and it's like, usually it's white people and a couple of, maybe you'll see a black person, but it's like, you don't really see black people at a lot of fine dining spots.
Right.
And this spot, as soon as we walk in, all I saw was black people. I was like, all right, I like this.
Word,
right?
like younger, older, or mixed?
It was a mix, but it was like, it's still some white people and Middle Easterners and everything. I was like, all right, so this is really dope. We got everybody here. And it was in Beverly Hills.
Everybody dressed up? Is it a dress code, or is everybody just dressed up?
Okay, so let's get to that. Okay. The restaurants that we usually go to have this crazy dress code where, you know, everybody's in there suited and booted. This one, some people were really dressed nicely. And it was some black people that just came in with like a hoodie And I was like, if I could wear a hoodie,
right,
I wouldn't be here. I didn't know that.
Doesn't it kind of throw you off like when that happens though? Like I've been in those like kind of situations. It just be like, I feel like it's kind of just throws the vibe off a little bit.
Yeah,
like,
it's
not
like,
that I'm judging anybody for what they're wearing, but it's just like if we all got to wear suits, let's all wear suits.
It's like this. I did not get these suits
All spiffed up.
just to see somebody in a hoodie where I'm eating.
Exactly.
I mean, we should all be
with some Yeezys
showing off, right?
Right.
And
especially today.
Especially today. It's Valentine's. You got your lady or ladies, whatever. So a lot of the women had nice dresses on and looking great. It was funny because when we got there was this couple. And the guy, he looked like he was having an attitude already. But he gets to the front. His girl was caked out. I'm talking about. You ever see women who got the body, but she got the jacket on? I'm like, you're trying to cover that. You're trying to cover that thing.
I know what you're doing.
But I see that thing. So they get to the desk, and the dude is talking to the woman, and she's like, "Yeah, so you guys have missed the 15-minute window of your reservation. So you guys missed your reservation." And he's like, "You know what I'm saying? Is there anything that you can do?" And me and Terrence looked at each other, and we were like, "I bet you she made him late, right?"
Right.
We're like, "She's the one who made him late."
Right.
All of this. So he's like, "I just don't understand."
So like, what type of dude did he seem like? Did he seem like a street dude in a suit, or did he seem like?
Yes. And this is, I'm telling you.
And you see in the street coming out the tux.
I'm seeing, he didn't even have a tux on. He had a bubble coat with some white Gucci shoes, some jeans, and he had long locks.
Long locks?
He looked like he boxed. And he looked like, whenever you see a dude with the long locks and a ponytail in the back.
He do Muay Thai on Tuesdays.
He's Muay Thai.
Only on Tuesdays.
Only on
Muay Thai Tuesdays.
You know we do Thursdays. I only got Tuesdays. So I'm like, she made him late, but hey, that ain't our problem. That ain't none of our business. We go get sat. We about to eat well.
Right.
And then we see them get sat like 20 minutes later. I'm like, okay, they end up making something happen for them. Here's where their story goes crazy. It's time to get the cars after the dinner. And after we get first, let me back up. Before I get to their climax, we're in the restaurant, we're eating.
Well, no. Walk me through. Hey,
you want the whole thing?
We got all day, man.
Okay.
This is our studio.
You're
so
right.
You're in there, you're seeing the ambiance of people. Everybody's
Beautiful.
dressed to the nines. Cool deal. Your ladies looking nice. You smelling good. You got your watch.
We take pictures.
I seen them in front of the flowers.
Yes, but
Right.
we take pictures of the people next to us because they're a couple.
Right.
They were trying to do one of each. We were like, hey, we'll take it for y'all.
Get you
know
some
what I mean?
better angles. And
Be
Tangerine's the king of angles.
She's the queen of
Queen-
angles.
oh, I bet.
I
But you
don't know what kind of relationship you think this is.
But she's the queen of angles. Like she,
Wait.
but because when people take pictures, they'll just
Born
hit you
queen.
with the 2, 3,
Yeah.
Pictures, and they thumb might be covering the lens. But she's great with
Fact.
pictures.
She's amazing with
So
pictures.
you move through you get your pictures. Everything is good there. You take a few pictures. You assist some people.
Yeah, we eat.
Now you go get seated.
Now, mind you, as we're eating, like we order the food, and I'm usually like, anytime I go to a steakhouse, I'm allergic to shellfish, so I always just get a
Are
nice
you?
steak. Yeah.
Didn't know that. Okay.
But this particular restaurant, I was like, man, I always get steak. I think I want lamb chops.
So no appies?
I'm not really an appetizer guy.
You just want the whole kit and caboodle. Give me my big meal.
You got to understand how I eat. Like a day like that, I hit the gym and I had some errands to run, and it was like, all right, now this is gonna be my first meal.
Got it.
So I don't have time for appetizers. I did taste like a piece of bread. I don't like
But you
pretzel
don't
bread.
want to waste space with bread.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So anyway, so I get the lamb chops, delicious. Everything was good. I had the mashed potatoes, some corn, mac and cheese, and I had some broccoli. Great stuff.
Now with the size that you get, are they usually shareable size, so they're bigger portions?
Yeah.
So you kind of see that's when you at a good space in your life, because then it's just like, I'll never forget. I was it was at a space in my life where I was at a real expensive spot, and I kind of just wanted to taste a little bit of everything. And that kind of feels like kind of what you was at in that moment. Like, I might get a little bit of this corn, a little bit, even though they're big shareable portions, and maybe in the past you might just be like, I'm gonna just get 2, but now it's like, I'm gonna get a little bit of everything, and that's just like a success moment to me. I think that's dope.
Well, I like mixing my corn with my mashed potatoes. So technically, I'm looking at this as this one dish, right?
Got
The
it.
mashed potatoes and the corn, because I'm just taking the corn, putting it on top of the mashed potatoes, scoop. And then the mac and cheese, I only ate a little bit of it because it wasn't really my favorite.
Was it too rich?
No, it just didn't have. Mac and cheese is on a level that's so high for us as the minorities that if it ain't slapping,
I slap you.
you know what I'm saying? So I took like a couple bites. I was like, this ain't it. So I just
it.
went back to my joints. And they set these these black women next to us. Oh, these black women were cold. They were so cold. Me and Tangerine looked at each other and we were like cold. Right. So the one that was across from me, she was spilling all over the place. She had them things out. She was wearing all white.
On display.
She gets up. You think she might have just had the cans. She had the patio as well.
The patio.
That patio was crazy.
Oof.
You know, you want to set up a table on the patio.
Set up that table.
And
play dominoes on that thing.
And Tangerine was like, I can't believe they sat this thick next to us. And I was like, me either. So the waiter comes up and I said, hey man.
How dope is that though? That because way back in the day, in relationships or even in marriages, men would almost get scolded if you look and catch a glance at a woman. But how times have advanced and evolved, and especially with you and your lady, y'all can just both appreciate, like, man, you see those kinks on, and appreciate it as a, you know what I'm saying?
It's great because Tangerine was my friend first. So Tangerine is the second woman to ever do this to me in real time. The first girl was a young lady that I met in Detroit when I was like 19 and she was cold. And I met her and I was like, blah, 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 blah. I get the number. And then she let me know immediately. She was like, yeah, you know, we're just going to be cool. Like, I'm not really attracted to you. And I was like, cool, let me be me, right? So from that moment.
You just were yourself.
I was myself. And what she said was, I said that because I wanted to get the real you. I didn't want the representative. So I was like, so you are attracted to me? She was like, yes. Why do you think I gave you my number? And I was like,
wow.
I thought she was about to find out that I was a fraud if I did the representative.
How old were you when this happened?
19.
And how old was she?
She was 21.
Women are just so much smarter than us and advanced.
So Tangerine did the exact same thing. It's like I tried to get at her. I met Tangerine when I was 22, but it was like I tried to do the same thing, like trying to get at her. Right. And she was like, it's never going to happen. And I was like, cool, let me be me. And
that's where you get the honesty. Exactly. And then so you guys already have that bond.
Right. She's got the real me bond. Right. And she's seen the worst sides of me and still chose to take this ride with me. So I don't have to front with her. So she knows that I'm looking at these girls.
And she's looking like...
she's like, yeah. Right. If I miss something, she'll be like, look at the girl. Right. So we looking at the girl and a waiter comes over. Right. And I was like, hey, man, your service is amazing, but I got a problem, man. He was like, what's up? I said, how dare you set this thick queen next to this table?
How dare you?
What? And then Tangerine was like, you see her.
What?
You see her titties spilling all over the place, and you gonna sit her next to us while we eating dinner? And he was like, it's a blessing. All right. And we looked at the girl and we were just like, whew. And then I caught myself because I started looking a little too much. I was like, Tangerine, let's get out of here. Because I'm gonna do something to disrespect this relationship.
So the food was good though.
Oh my God. Fire.
Any desserts?
They offered us the butter cake.
Those be hitting sometimes.
The butter cake, it was all right. It's not better than Mastro's. Mastro's has the best butter cake of all time. But anyway, I didn't even want to taste the butter cake because Tangerine had got me all these mini cupcakes for Valentine's Day. She got me mini cupcakes. She gave me a beautiful card. And she got me some money to take care of my next braiding appointment.
Word?
Yeah, she was like, I know girls be taking care of their man's hair now. And I was like, man, you're amazing. Wow. So then we go outside. Okay. And I see my man with the girl. She never took the jacket off, by the way. Okay. The girl with the thickness never took the jacket. Patio? So, no, this is a different girl. Girl with the patio.
You always, okay, got you. Got you.
The girl who didn't have a reservation.
Oh, no.
Right. So we outside.
So now we're back to them.
We're back to them.
So there was nothing that happened inside the building that was awry?
And if it was, they were sitting too far away from us.
So everything was cool to your knowledge, and now you're outside and you see them.
Yeah.
Running.
So I see them, and he starts talking to her crazy. Like he's like, yo, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? And shout out to her. She's a great whisperer because I could barely make out. It sounded like he was talking to himself. That's how low she was talking. Right. So next thing I know, he takes her phone and he was like, yo, what's your problem? Like, do you appreciate me? Do you appreciate me? And she was like, yeah. And she was talking low. I'm like, man, I'm almost doing like this. And there's two white people in front of us, right? So white people in front of me. I'm right here. They're to the left.
And they're both black.
They're both black.
Okay, gotcha.
They're behind me. And then she was like, he's like, yeah, I'm trying to show you great things. I pour into you. I make sure that I respect you. And this is what I get. And I had a moment and I was like, man, black women deserve to be respected and deserve to be protected. if this gets any more amped, I'm going to kick myself for not helping them. And then my mother's voice came into my head that said, you are a black man in this world. And at the very least, you need to mind your MF business. And I was like, you right, mama. But at the time, I said, let me do this. I don't have to be like, hey, man, don't talk to her like that.
Right.
But I can do this. And this is what I did. I said, hey, man, you want me to get a picture of both of y'all? And he was like,
Great diffuser.
no, I'm good. I'm like, cool. And at that moment, that was an outlet for her to grab her phone back from him. So she grabs her phone back from him. And then she was like, look, what's all this? You said you done, so just be done. And I was like, woof. And that lets me know that he was a simp because he's taking her to all these nice places or pouring into her, as his words are.
Right.
And let me just say this to you fellas. If you need to grab her phone, whatever you're looking for is in there. All right. So don't even
go through the phone.
Don't go through the phone. If
I've
she's
learned
grabbing
the hard
at it,
way.
that's what it is. So they're cool, but he's still talking to her. Like on the low, they walk a little further. And he's like, you want me to raise my voice? And I was like, man, what I just added did nothing. Right?
Right.
So they get in the car and they sit there arguing for a bit. And Tangerine comes out. And I'm like, what took you so long?
Oh,
Do
so
you
you're
understand?
waiting on her. That's why you're okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm like, you missed the whole thing. And then the white people turned around and they were like, yeah, it's crazy. It's
Kind of spicy.
Yeah, so that was Valentine's Day. Oh, then we went back to the crib, watched A Little Love Is Blind.
That's the show on Netflix. Right?
On Netflix. After we watched A Little Love Is Blind, I went to sleep. She got on top of that thing. We had a great night.
Got you.
Yeah.
So great night. Sounds okay. So mine, a little less uneventful.
I didn't even ask.
It wasn't as great. So went to work. It was just sorry, I just got a tickle in my throat. I don't know where that's coming from. So came to work. That was all good. Had a really, really productive day at work. So that was cool. You know, work is kind of becoming my boo at this point, right?
My boo.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm working overtime these days.
I heard about
that. So I'm working. Everything goes good. I work pretty late. And so then I'm just like, well, I don't have nobody. Cool. So let me just take myself out because I'm in this journey of self-love.
Where
anyway.
you go?
Let me take myself out.
What you do?
Take myself on a date. You know what I'm saying? I'll put out at the end of the night.
I heard
if
about
nothing else. You understand that? 2 and 3 times.
I heard you.
So I go, and this was like, honestly, this is like a serious moment, right? So I go to my favorite steak spot. Well, my second favorite, Black Angus.
Okay.
Number 1 is Texas Roadhouse. I fight between the two, but
These are your favorite steak places?
Yeah.
You just described the McDonald's of steakhouses.
I will punch you in your face.
You're crazy. Those are places that you go with your family from out of town. You don't go there as you're taking yourself on a date. You go to Mastro's. You go to maybe Morton's. You go to Ocean Prime because the black people are beautiful there.
Have you had the rolls at Texas Roadhouse?
I haven't really been doing a lot of breads.
When was the last time you've been to Black Angus?
Maybe when I was 23.
I'm taking you to Black Angus this week. This stops this week.
Hey, man, you paying
on me. I will get you a steak. Now, blasphemy out of your mouth right now. Conclusion, where do you land on this steakhouse thing? Your job depends on it. Oh, you don't even eat meat. You don't even eat meat.
You don't eat meat? Good for you, man.
Mashed potato.
I'm so tired of you threatening this man's job. He can't do nothing.
You see, I ain't been laughing so hard at your jokes this episode. I had a talking to that.
You see, he been laughing at your jokes.
I was sitting with him in the post-production. I'm like, you see there where I can hear you laughing? Let's strike you doing that anytime he says anything.
No, boy.
Transfer it to me.
You know what's crazy? This had to be a meeting because he is not laughing.
Think I'm playing with this nigga?
Conclusion just be like,
you better chill out. If you notice, every time you say something funny, I'm like,
yo, here's the thing. I'm going to thank you for past laugh conclusion because somebody got to show me some love, man. These damn comments, I could be like, yeah, blah, blah. I could be on this podcast and talk for 59 minutes. You could get on at minute 59 and be like, all the comments would be like, man, I wonder why Dope Boy's coughing. What is he doing? A show by himself?
His cough is hilarious.
Jesus Christ. Anyway.
So back to that night. So I go to Black Angus. Mm-hmm. And I'm not going to lie. I know that certain holidays are geared towards a certain demo of people. Get that. Mother's Day is for the mothers. Father's Day is for the fathers. Valentine's for the lovers. Cool. Bro, when I tell you, I went in there by myself. Clearly. I was going to sit by the bar, even though I don't drink. But I was just figuring there would be seats open. That's normally where I go anyway, and I can order food there. But it was such a long wait. Like, everything was a wait for everything, right? It was like so many people in there. And when I tell you that people were looking at me, or at least I felt like that, or maybe I'm just self-conscious, from the employees to the people there with their significant others, like, nigga, why are you here? Like, you don't deserve to be eaten today. Not here. Don't take up a space by yourself. If you ain't got nobody to love you, don't nobody want you, no boy. That's how I felt. And I don't know if that was an internal thing, and maybe I was just feeling like that, but I was just like, I don't even deserve to be here.
How did you dress?
Regular, like, I wasn't dressed up.
So people were dressed up in Black Angus.
They were.
And you were like this.
I was.
That could have been why they were looking at you like that.
That could have been it. Didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
I just thought that they were looking at me because I was in there by myself. And then I went up to the lady. I'm like, hey, is the bar open? Da, da, da. She's like, well, it's a wait. She was like, is it just you by yourself? I was like, yeah. And she almost just kind of gave me a look like, nigga, today of all days. So I ended up leaving there, and then I ended up going to this other spot, this Chinese food spot, and I got some pad thai. Randomly.
You didn't even order to-go food from Black Angus. You just went to the Chinese spot.
I didn't. I just said, okay, I've had enough. I just didn't want to be in the presence of so much love, and I didn't feel like I had none. And but it was good before I had went there because, you know what I'm saying, like I had sent Kiara some money, her and her, you know what I'm saying, Boo had went on a date out there.
So you paid for her date?
Absolutely. You know, so they went out to go eat, like, you know what I'm saying, and then they FaceTimed us.
Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, no, I didn't pay for her date. He paid for their date, but I sent her some money for them to still, because then she's a college student, like she still got to do something. So I sent her some money, and then I was able to see them FaceTime, like see her mail and stuff. So I was happy to be able to see that. But then when it was me, I don't know, I think I was kind of like just a little bit depressed, like, damn, I ain't got nobody. But I was, so then I leave, and then I go to 7-Eleven, and I get some Valentine's donuts, the chocolate ones with the strawberry inside, 6 of them, donuts, couple other snacks to my liking. And then, just went home and called it, man.
May I? Listen, man, first of all, you hit a new low when you go to 7-Eleven for donuts. You could have went to Dunkin' Donuts. You could have went to Krispy Kreme. You gotta want better for yourself, bro. You went to 7-Eleven.
You want somebody in your life. You gotta have bare wants for yourself,
bro. 7-Eleven is great if you want them little homemade cookies in the package. That's cool. I'll start you out with the cookies. You went and got donuts from 7-Eleven.
I just got a pizza from there last night.
Jesus. There are so many better.
It was $9 and they made it in 90 seconds.
And you thought that was good.
What's going on with my life?
I'm not even tripping off you eating crazy.
How do they make it in 90 seconds? You know they make it in 90 seconds, right? A large pizza. What? They got the devil in his oven.
Even if you said the wings at 7-Eleven, the original spicy joints, I'm with that.
I had a bad experience with that about a year and a half ago. The wings was gummy. Haven't been the same since.
I love 7-Eleven wings. However, the donuts, you could have went to Krispy Kreme, Dunkin' Donuts. You could have went to mom and pop donut spots.
No. I think you're missing. I didn't get the case donuts.
No, you got the donuts, like you said.
Yeah.
Doesn't change what I'm saying.
Oh, because if I would have went to one of those places, it would have been a whole different conversation. I'm getting Baker's Dozen. I'm going to town.
If you're going to get donuts, you got to go to town.
But see, me getting the donuts was self-control. It was 6 small pumpet-size donuts, and and it made me feel love because they were black and red, and I did my thing. Now, if I had went to a Yum Yums, I would have started at the 6th, and right when I was pointing out the 6th, I would have seen a 7th that I wanted, and just went to the 12, and then they would have said, you get 2 extra because you got 12. And then I
did not know that was a deal. You could have also ordered the food. This is what I would have done if I were you.
Talk to me.
If I'm taking myself out, which I take myself out on a regular basis, you know what I mean? I don't really go into a restaurant and eat by myself, but I'll order the food from the restaurant, and then I might get my sweets or whatever, and then I'll either be at home or I might eat some food at the movie theater because I know they let me bring in my food. Have a great time. Yeah, at the
Don't
Regal,
give up your locale.
the Regal by us. That one, they let you do it. It's like I'd have just had a great date evening by myself. Then you go home, you touch yourself, you good, boy. That's love.
That is love. But this, okay, let's go back to this for 2 seconds though.
Yep.
Why didn't you go out and eat by yourself? Because sometimes I just want to get dressed and go out though. I don't want to eat in the house.
Because I have a wife. Why did you take yourself out? Because I have a lady.
Well,
I got somebody that wants to be out with me.
This is getting bad for me. I don't want to say it's getting bad.
It's your choice. It's not like you're the dude that can't get a girl. You've been choosing to not be with a girl.
It's just
with anybody. That sounds really paused out. You've been making a choice to not be with anybody. When I say you've been the one to not be with a girl, like you got 8 dudes.
Yeah, I want to be with a woman. There's another.
You know what I mean?
That I would.
So, yeah.
But no, but I don't want to. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little sad on Valentine's Day, but I kind of got over it.
But here's the thing. So think about that. Were you sad because you were like, ooh, I don't have anybody? Or were you sad because you were looking at people who were together and for that particular day, you wanted to have somebody?
Maybe a 70-30 split.
And the 70 is leaning on the second one.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then you weren't really sad. You were just fear of missing out. You didn't really want, if you didn't wake up the next day and say, oh, I want a girlfriend here with me right now. We could go to breakfast. Then you don't really want a relationship. You just wanted a companion. And those 2 girls that I said were thick, they were just friends sitting with each other.
I was going to ask you that.
That was a girl date night. They were just having fun.
How could you tell by just talking to them or just looking at them?
Well, first of all, that's how you find out you talk to them. But I asked, I was like, yo, are y'all together? She was like, no, we're just friends, just work friends at that. Just decided to come out and eat. I was like, man, they both single. And it's so many, all I know are single women. And there are so many dudes that are single that can't run into these girls. And I'm not the pair up type because
you ain't never set me up with nada.
You're not the person to be set up because you'll make me look bad. Conclusion, hold this laugh. You're not the dude that.
Oh, so you just said fuck a job. That's how you feel. That's crazy. How you. That's how you proceed. Okay. Doodly doody. Wait. What do you mean? I would embarrass you. I'm a great catch.
Doughboy.
Anyone would be happy to have me. I'm someone to phone home about.
Yeah, you somebody to phone home about.
Well, there's a conversation to be had.
You know what?
How would I embarrass you?
You're a great guy, and embarrass is probably a stretch. You're somebody that if I hook 2 friends up and if it doesn't go well, or even if it does go well, I know how you are with women. And even if this girl, which in the case that I'm introducing you, is my friend before you even know her, as soon as you get with her, it's going to be like, hey, come over. And she's like, oh, I got to ask my man. My man don't like stuff like that. And I'm like, Doughboy, the person that I introduced you to? And it's like,
start referring to me as my man.
Yeah. Right. Or I'll be like, hey, Doe, come to the thing. Oh, I got to check and see what's going on with her. I'm like, man, she good. Come through the thing. Oh, I don't like none of that. I like keeping my friends separate.
But what if you had hooked me up with a young lady, the union became strong, and then us 2 were at all of your things? Stranger things have happened. Has that ever happened in the history of CT?
What?
Have you ever hooked up 2 friends and then that happened?
No. Last time I hooked up 2 friends, she got mad at him and blocked me too. And I was like, what did I do?
What did I do?
She was like, I do? I was just mad. I was looking at everybody that knew him. And I was like, I introduced you to him. And from that circumstance, I'm never doing it again. But here's another thing.
What did I do?
You had done something. This is how I know how you are different. This is for everything that we've been through in our friendship. This is one thing I've never forgiven you for.
Why?
This is 2011.
Gotta move past it. What did I do?
Remember the girl who was living in your crib that was friends with the guy that lived upstairs?
Oh my God, that's a lot of moving parts. Wait,
okay,
what?
Okay. The upstairs in your loft.
Yes.
Her name starts with a J.
Yes.
Okay, her.
Yes.
All right. So all 4 of us were kicking it at your in your kitchen one night.
Okay.
And we sitting there, and she low-key threw a little hook out at your boy, and she's like, "Yeah, oh well, how big is it?" And I was like, as I was about to answer, you were like, "Oh, he got a girlfriend." I was like, right? At that moment, she says, "Oh," and she never looked my direction
Really?
again. And it was
Why
one of
would
those,
I have done a thing? Was I drunk? I had to have been.
I hope you were.
You know me.
I could
You've
not
known me
believe
since
that.
07. When have I ever?
Doughboy, when I tell you,
Ask yourself, when have I ever in life been like, blah, 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 blah. That's not me. That ain't dope. That's
You're
an
right.
isolated incident.
it's isolated.
And I probably was just wilding. I don't even know why I would have done that.
I could not
Because I would have
believe-
gained nothing from doing that. It wouldn't have, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the homie. Like, I wouldn't have gained anything from hating. I apologize, though.
Thank you.
Because I'd have been that look.
She was at that moment.
Right.
Now that I look back at hindsight, that was the only moment I would have been able to have gotten her.
And
And
I
it was like,
meaned it. I don't even be remembering that. My memory be such trash.
yeah, man.
I don't even remember that. I didn't even know, know that had happened.
Or what if it have been like the worst sex? Like, what if I thought I would have been fired and been dragged? This has been a great episode, man.
Yeah, sponsored by a lack of condoms.
Sponsored by regret.
Regret and shame. Any special announcements that you want to tell the people before we get out of here?
None, man. Thank you guys for watching. Share the video. As soon as you see it, just hit share. You know what I mean? As you see in the comments when we go live, like the episode premieres, drop your comments there, of course, but also drop them under the video.
Yes, let's do that. And you can check me every morning on the Morning Cup of Dough morning show live on my YouTube page at I Am Doughboy TV. I would appreciate your watch and your support. Thank you. Until next time.
There it is.
Yeah.